Welcome to Mic'd and Medicated.
Hello, Eva. I
Hi,
feel like we're
Caroline.
so close today, don't you?
I know. Well, we're trying a new angle because we want viewers to feel like they can see us and feel
And
like
just
they're part of the
also,
conversation. We've been given feedback that sometimes we're not close enough to the camera.
also like, because, this episode, which is about gratitude, we're very grateful for our incredible skin, knock on wood. So we want everybody to see that this is blemish-free skin, baby.
I thought you were going to say we're very grateful for all of you being here. So we're trying to make
No.
it a more enjoyable viewing experience for you.
Well, I'm grateful. I want to share my skin and your skin. We look really good. We are also grateful for any of you who are watching us because clearly you have nothing better to do. I'm just kidding.
That's the way to keep growing subscribers, Caroline.
No, I'm joking. Obviously. Come on. Hello. Who wouldn't want to be with us? Our husbands? Just kidding. All right, Eva. I feel like you're the one who always kind of gets into this theme of the episode. And as we've been getting feedback, we want to be able to give our audience a little clue about what they're going to hear today. What are they going to hear today, even though you and I have no idea what will actually come out of our mouth?
Well, I think that after our last two episodes with Alison Kluger and Jill Spielberg, I've been thinking a lot about gratitude because we had these two remarkable women on our couch and they were sharing experiences that sounded unimaginable to me in terms of like, would I have the strength and courage to endure, not just endure, but like pick myself up and be such a badass in terms of just like putting one foot in front of the other and
be like humbled by the experience almost versus like held back.
right.
That was kind of impressive for me.
That's so well put. And I was thinking, it's easy to have gratitude when everything's going well, but it's not as easy to have gratitude when things aren't going well. And that's probably when you need more than ever to be grateful for all the things you do have.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need to get out of your little world to have some perspective. I was in London this past weekend visiting some friends who are amazing, and I'm actually so grateful that I became close to them through my husband. But when I was in London, which could also be confused with Saudi Arabia, no, I'm not even kidding you. It was kind of insane, actually. It was like being in the Bridget Jones Diary movie, but they all had burqas. Which probably would have been better for Bridget because she was a little overweight. She couldn't get her clothes on.
It was. I'm so not following you.
Okay, did you watch the movie Bridget Jones Diary?
I loved it, but wasn't it about her antics as an overweight girl in love with her boss?
But she was in London, and you watched her go to her office in London and walk around.
Yes.
My point was, it was like Bridget Jones, but their names were, Aliyah and Allah, Makkah, Muhammad Akbar. Like, it was like bizarre. I was like waiting to see like a Hugh Grant, and every 10 burqas, there'd be like a Hugh Grant with bad teeth. It was like weird. It was like not talk about being colonized. Okay. But the original colonizers have certainly been colonized. I mean, it's true. Don't you think, darling? And so anyway, while I was in the Great Britain in London, enjoying the fog, they already have their Christmas spirit out. Sorry, this is very long-winded. And I was going into all these stores and I was thinking if I had been in New York, there would be as much Hanukkah stuff as Christmas.
Yes.
There was no Jewish stuff. There's like a little area where the Jews live and it's very concentrated, but everywhere else, it's like Jews don't exist. They don't need to sell stuff for Jews. And I was like, oh, I'm really grateful that I grew up in a city where I did not feel marginalized. I didn't feel
isolated.
Thank you for putting all the words in my mouth. I didn't feel like obviously Christmas looked more fun, but I didn't feel like I was totally missing out. It was, and I was accepted and I felt so, I guess that's why it makes it harder to have Mandani come. But I felt grateful that I grew up in a city like New York with a lot of Jews.
Right. And
that's
I think
my gratitude from London.
Going back to gratitude, it's so interesting because in thinking about gratitude, it's sort of the core element of every religion too. So clearly,
well, not every religion, but yeah.
Fair, but Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism. It's about,
Taoism.
sort of being thankful to God, being thankful to your community, treating
Mhm.
others as you want them to treat you, saying, prayers of, thankfulness.
Right. Like even just for blessings for food. Like I know with Judaism and Christianity, starting a meal with a blessing. You're literally the prayer for Shabbat is like thanking God for the bread, I think.
Exactly.
I hope so.
Hamotzi
Lechem min haaretz.
We give
Amen.
thanks to God for bread. Our voices join in song together as our humble prayers said. Okay, so everybody knows I went to sleepaway camp when I was
By
little.
the way, a lot of British friends, they're sending their kids to that camp. We won't say the name, but yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love that.
I was like very excited about that.
Were they alums?
No, not all of them. But I think because when you're growing up in an area where there really aren't that many Jews and you feel it, you want your children to experience what it feels like to have grown up in the 90s New York where everybody's Jewish.
Got it. So I looked up the meaning of gratitude, and it feels like one of those annoying words. Like for those of you who are in a corporate context, the word innovation is super annoying.
Really? That's the word that's annoying?
I just feel like
I feel like actually authentic is kind of an annoying word.
Right. Authentic, innovative,
Triggered.
transformation.
Pronouns. Just kidding.
And actually the definition in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, the quality of being thankful.
Thank you. I didn't know if it was going to be the Urban Dictionary.
But this is the part that's interesting. Readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. So and kindness, the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. And what I kind of loved is that the word gratitude, even though it's defined lots of different ways online, the kind of practical definition is the appreciation piece, but it's about appreciating what is meaningful to you. And it sort of put into focus for me that in my household, we spend a lot of time telling our kids, you should be grateful for this, or, be grateful. And you can't really tell somebody else what to be grateful for because it's all about what one values.
And actually tells you a lot about a person, because if someone's like grateful for only, very, physical possessions or things like that, it tells you what their values are.
Exactly. And I guess, I have tried keeping gratitude journals.
Oh, come on. How many of those have you started and have one page done?
Exactly.
Those are fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. I can't do that. I want to. And it says, when I also looked up the definition, according to google.com, it said that gratitude can actually be linked to better sleep, stronger immune systems, even a longer lifespan. And it can reduce stress, optimism, and joy. Do you think if I had a journal of gratitude that I could actually do, I wouldn't need meds? See, I don't think so, because I would need the stimulant to do the gratitude journal. And then I think I would still need an anti-anxiety meds. But it's an interesting assignment.
Well, but because I think the whole idea is like the power of positive thinking. And so if you are every day reminding yourself and being purposeful about what you are thankful for in your life, your brain will actually rewire to focus on those positive things. Whereas if you're always thinking about the things you don't have, then your mind will think about that. And I think that's
and you attract that.
Right.
Law of attraction.
I was about to say, I think that's also the abundance mindset. Like if you...
Who wrote the book? It's The Law of Attraction. I have it. It's actually on one of these shelves, and I'm thinking if my eyes are good enough to read it. But that's what it is. It's like what you say, what you think in your mind is what you attract. I think that's probably similar to gratitude. I think gratitude's a little deeper, because I feel like I could also be like, I'm manifesting a beach life and looking hot body. Sorry, that was a tangent. I was just thinking about having a hot body and living in the beach because it's really cold right now. But okay, but I do agree it can be very fulfilling. But most of us are overwhelmed, and we are thinking about our to-do lists, and like we're not thinking about what are we grateful for, but I'm thinking about what the fuck did my husband do to annoy me today?
Right. But what I'm saying is,
I know I've got to change that.
I don't know if you have to, I don't know if they're mutually exclusive, but I think you do. If you wake up every day and you say 3 things you're grateful for, then I think over time you rewire your brain so that you are thinking about all those positive things. So lawyers, by definition, always see the downside, and they're the least
Well,
happy people.
100%.
And I think
Except for
happiness,
Jill.
right,
That
she was
kind of
amazing. But I think, and maybe an exception, but I think happiness is an indicator of longevity and life satisfaction. So I'm not surprised.
feel it. I should be consuming heavily.
No, I'm saying I'm not surprised that expressing gratitude and being thankful and appreciative leads to well-being, whether that's emotional well-being, spiritual well-being, physical well-being. Because even things like reducing your stress or cortisol is, I think, something within your power based on your outlook on life.
100%. I mean, that's why anxiety meds affect your brain, because it's your brain telling your body to be in fight or flight, you know? I agree. I'm going to start waking up and saying, I am so grateful for all the temper tantrums my children are going to have today. I'm so grateful for my husband ignoring me and making me feel like Casper the Ghost sometimes. It makes me feel good that I can just hide somewhere.
Well, but
I'm just joking.
No. I actually think so. Right before we started recording, we were watching Zibby Owens and this author Leahy. I can't remember her exact
Definitely
name.
doesn't sound like that.
We'll put it in the show notes. But she wrote a book. She's Israeli. She wrote a book about motherhood. It's now being published by Zibby's publishing company in America, and it's all about womanhood, motherhood, and I really loved what she said. You have those days, like my kids are tantruming all day, all these things, and life is hard, but like you have to think about the long game, and you don't know while you're in it where you could be 1, 5, 10 years from now, and that women have this beautiful opportunity. Everyone does, it's not just women, to have multiple lives. And I feel that way now that I'm kind of on the back end of parenting. I still have a 12-year-old, but like,
honey, you have a lot of parenting left.
No. But I meant like, I'm not changing diapers. I'm not dealing with tantrums. Like I'm beyond that. And it was hard in those moments to be grateful. But I think,
but I kind of am grateful.
You can be grateful. Exactly. Yeah. Like if you can, then that appreciation, like, so instead of waking up and saying, I'm grateful my kids can have a ton of tantrums, you can say, I'm grateful I will actually be able to pick my daughter up and spend time with her today, regardless of her mood.
I don't want to go to my activity. I want a whole bag of Pirates booty. And I want my Bessie.
By the way, lucky you are if like Pirates booty is considered the forbidden fruit.
No, because she wants to go buy the like giant jumbo bag.
Do it. Pick your battles, lady.
I do. I'm just saying that's
to me that is. I mean,
no, but I have heard from a lot of people.
We're in different universes. If that's your
no, it's not. I do let your kid have ice cream for breakfast. But I was thinking too, it's like one day my house will be really quiet and it will be kind of sad missing the screaming and hair pulling and nail scratching. And yes, every moment, everything in your life, actually, not just for women, it's all chapters and seasons. I feel like those Mormons always call them like the season we're in. You ever watch that show, The Duggars?
No.
Oh, they have 20 children. I am grateful that I wasn't born a Mormon. The 20 children. For sure, man. That's got to be a really stretched out vajayjay.
I feel like I would have been happy to have more kids. Maybe not 20, but
20. No,
definitely not.
How
20.
could you have handled more kids?
Well, I loved being pregnant. I loved nursing.
So you should be a surrogate. You should have been a surrogate.
I offered. I would be happy to be a surrogate. The problem is nobody wants
so different.
A woman in her 40s living in Manhattan inhaling smog to be a surrogate. You're picking somebody in Kansas who's in her early 20s who inhales fresh air.
I mean, I don't know the fuck. She could also be inhaling crystal meth. So you don't really know.
Okay, back to gratitude, though. You said something before about Casper the Ghost.
Yeah.
And I actually do think being grateful doesn't mean you can't also have self-respect and you can't also demand, a level of respect. I'm not supposed to use respect twice in a sentence.
No, because that's like a word my husband would use.
If you're appreciative, I think that if you practice what you want, that you're more likely to get it. So I think if you can go out of your way to be appreciative of those in your life, hopefully they will experience that, realize that it feels good to experience that, and then they will in turn want to give you that.
Maybe I'm afraid. Like maybe I'm in this perpetual state of like kind of always being an asshole or annoying, so like I won't be rejected for me. So I just had this theory. I don't know. This makes no sense.
No,
But
that's
maybe-
interesting. It's like a kid who says, I don't want to try my hardest because if I try my hardest and still don't do well,
Right.
then I don't think I'm smart. Whereas it's better to not try and then I won't know whether I was smart or not, but I can say, oh, I didn't try. I
Right.
didn't
Like,
do
what if like my husband comes home and I'm like, honey, I have a martini for you, and I'm so grateful for all of your hard work, and he'll be like, I'm on a call. And I'd
Like
be
if
really
he's still an
upset.
asshole, then he's really an
Right,
asshole.
and I'll be annoyed. So I'd rather just like he comes home and he's like, hi, and I'm like, hi, I gotta go. You know?
Right. But I
just thought about this. This is not
it's
like
no, I think it's super interesting. And
I mean, I'm obviously fucked up.
Defense. No, I think all of us do it. It's a self-defense mechanism because I think being vulnerable is really hard. But I actually think it's super interesting that it's easier to be vulnerable on a microphone in
I
front
was
of
just gonna
people
say that.
than it is to be vulnerable with those closest to us.
Well, because what am I gonna get a troll? Give me like a 1-star? Like I'm not gonna get a direct. Sorry, that is the talking about Ghost and Casper. That is the invisible phone that I have no idea where the fuck it actually is.
We've actually
I have no idea where that phone is.
Is that a phone?
That's a clicker.
Oh.
Our TV click channel.
Oh my God, they have their TV clicker on a stand.
Yeah, it's very fancy.
Like a trophy.
No, but you're right. Like I couldn't. Like I would be when I did stand up. I would be more upset if, like, my husband or my mom didn't find my joke funny than I would have like bombed in a crowd.
Right. And I guess maybe that's obvious because you care what those people who you love and respect think about you more than you care what the, sort of more distant
Although these people
think about you
are going to give me the money listening. So they have to kind of like me too.
Actually, I think it's interesting. It's like great to be you because you don't go through your life thinking about, am I going to be liked for my behaviors, which I do think most of us do.
I think I was more like that growing up. I think everybody's kind of insecure and I think I've become a lot more confident and outspoken and zero fucks giving as I age and have medicated myself than I was as an 11-year-old. I think everybody cares what table they're sitting at when they're 11.
Right.
Like, I don't think I think it's very hard in those formative years to be super confident in being you.
I agree with that. But back to this vulnerability question, because
you find it interesting that you think I'm now maybe on purpose being a dick with my husband.
Well, no, I think it's interesting that
him,
you're on the one hand, you could be testing him to make sure like his love is unconditional. On the other hand, you could be sort of like so defended that you're not giving him a chance to be appreciative.
Well, sometimes he's a little slow. I feel like I always have to, say to my husband, I think it could be men in general. Like I'll do something and like, if I did that to you, a woman would immediately be like, oh my God, that was so nice. Or you made such a beautiful dinner. But I feel like for a husband, it takes like a little bit longer. So even though he was about to do it, I go right in there and I'm like, where's my thank you?
Well, that's what I mean. Like sometimes like you have to give space for the other person.
But how much fucking space?
Exceed your expectations or even meet your expectations versus assume, and you're really quick. So, and I think other people are slower. I don't think it's a gender thing. And I actually think it feels
because your husband's
good.
appreciative.
It feels good to get appreciation. Like so I worked with somebody years ago and I was always effusive with praise in the workplace. If somebody on my team or a colleague did something well, and he would always laugh at me and be like, they're just doing their job, or if I said like, please thank, Ray on my team, she like really excelled at getting that solved. He'd say,
she's doing her job.
Why do I need to thank her? She's just doing her job. But we used to go back and forth on this. We also went back and forth on like,
I just had an epiphany.
Like, I think it's either, do you follow the Oxford?
I just do what spell check tells me to do. I'm a little younger. I was able to rely on that.
But I guess I will put a firm stand in the ground. I'm telling you right now, Greg, if you're listening, I actually think it
You mean
always,
Doug?
No, this was somebody I worked with who said
sorry.
the thank you thing. I really think that whether or not it's necessary, it feels good and it makes somebody feel appreciated.
I think we do it with each other, actually.
Yeah.
Like you were working like a horse this weekend. I felt bad because I was traveling and I was so appreciative and like didn't want you to think I wasn't seeing what you were doing.
Well, it's so interesting because, like, yes, you're amazing and you're so appreciative. But at this same token, if I was like, oh, by the way, I did this, and you're like, oh my God, you're a rock star. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm in London. I then felt badly because I was like, I'm not telling you so you can feel like, oh, I now need to like make
No, you were just
work
keeping
more.
me in the loop.
I just wanted to keep you in the
But
loop.
I just wanted you to know that I was appreciative and that I knew you were working.
Right. I love you too. But
Yeah.
I never wanted
It didn't make me
tell
feel bad.
somebody to make them feel
No,
like
it's our business. Like it's our baby. It's like you were babysitting it while I was away. That's how I viewed it.
Totally.
And I was just like, thank you for watching her.
Exactly.
Versus like, you're a fucking bitch for now babysitting, for leaving me with your baby. That's how I saw it. You were babysitting, you were doing a good job.
Right. But I would be the one to say, you're a fucking bitch for leaving me with the baby. But I loved it.
No, but I didn't want you to, that wasn't, like, I wasn't a note, like, I didn't want you to, you don't have to worry that me saying you're a rock star, you were making me feel guilty that I wasn't working.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was like, I knew I left the baby with you.
But this is the thing, and like bringing it back to marriage, this is
and
why
I have another
think
gratitude
the
marriage
teamwork and we thing is so important, and why I think gratitude is a glue that holds it together. Is it's never going to be even. It's never going to be 50-50. There are going to be times when you're doing everything and they're doing nothing. There are going to be times where you're in a funk and they need to like pick up the slack. And yes, on balance, I'm going to venture to say the woman probably is going to do more than her fair share. But that said, if you're a team and you're always in the mind frame and expressing your appreciation, then the other person knows they matter and doesn't care that they're working more. I think what happens and the breakdown comes from when you're a team, but one person is like bearing the brunt of it and the other person isn't expressing appreciation. And then if you don't bank that, when it flips, you also are in trouble.
Well, this is what I was thinking. Maybe there is lack of gratitude from one partner to the other because their expectations are so high that they're just doing their job. Like going back to your coworker, right? Like when I want appreciation from Jeremy for doing certain things, like setting up the holiday table a certain way or do it, but maybe that's his expectation that like, if I do something, it's going to be beautiful. So it's not, and my expectation is he's paying the bills right now. So I'm not going to be like, hey, great job paying the Amex bill this month. Like that's his role.
But I think that what you just described goes under the theory of you don't need to say thank you. They're just doing their jobs. But I don't think that works. I think that thank yous grease the wheels.
I'm trying to understand why it takes my husband a little longer to get there. And I think it's because
he might have the mindset of
he might have very high expectations for what he expects from a spouse. Not to say like everything has to be perfect, but like if I bring somebody a gift and it was really thoughtful, he might, as a hostess gift, it might just be like that's what he assumes I would do. So it's not going above and beyond, doesn't need like an extra thank you. It's like his expectation. I'm doing my job. Like every month, I'm not like, thank you so much for keeping the lights on. Because that's his job. But I'm not saying that I shouldn't thank him, that he shouldn't thank me. But maybe we both have very high expectations.
But gratitude, I think what we're talking about today is by expressing gratitude, by being grateful for what you have and sharing with another person what you're grateful for, that increases everybody's life satisfaction and physical.
No,
and
I agree. I'm saying, so Heidi, don't eat that.
Whether or not it's the expectation, I think the expectation can be super high and you can show appreciation. I think the expectation can be super low and you cannot show appreciation. So,
but I think it's hard I do, because I think like, when things are stripped from you, right? Then what you're grateful for becomes different, right? Like on Yom Kippur, for instance, you become so much more grateful for water or food, but you're not thinking about that on a daily basis because you're getting that. So like, that's my point. It's like, if your partner,
that's by definition being taken for granted.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying everybody has a different, set of priorities.
My point is
I agree. My husband should thank my fucking ass every time I make a nice dinner party and anything I do that's not just sitting on my ass. And I should thank him.
You should thank him too.
Yes.
So what I'm saying though is
we're saying the same thing.
Yes. So
I'm just trying to explain
the work example again. My friend who says you don't need to thank them, they're just doing their job. Like that may be categorically correct.
Everybody loves positive.
However, it still makes the employee feel good. And like anyone who has worked with a team. Anyone who has been a leader knows that getting your team to, bring their best selves to work every day, to give 110% isn't about what's in the job description. It's about how they're treated by you.
I'm gonna throw something out here. What if some people aren't motivated by good job, but by being critical? Like, what if, because they want to just do better? I do think there are some people who the critical aspect helps them see how they, it motivates them. It's like having a trainer who yells at you versus not.
By the way, I agree with that too. I think feedback is super important, but I think even feedback is received differently based on how it's delivered.
No one likes an asshole.
And here's the thing. I do get some people are tougher, and I think there's plenty of people who don't need external feedback or external
I need a lot of it.
But I also think, isn't this what we've been talking about with relationships? It's being grateful for somebody isn't just saying, like, I'm grateful I have you as my partner. It's understanding what makes them tick and being responsive to their needs.
Like right now, I'm so grateful that I have ears that I can hear Bunny.
I'm
your dog.
Bunny. I was about to say how grateful I am for you.
I'm grateful for my dogs. I love how this episode, which was about gratitude, turned to be like, why don't our husbands feel grateful enough for our behavior? Bunny, are you going to stop?
Boo Boo, come here. If you want to be part of the conversation.
Come here, Bunny.
Come here.
I am so grateful for dogs. Not Bunny at the moment, but I am grateful for Heidi right now.
Bunny, shut up.
Bunny, I'm grateful for your loud voice, and I know you want food, but I'm not going to give it to you. So shut the fuck up.
Okay. So I think I love this episode because I actually think we're talking about
cathartic.
We're talking about gratitude, but we're realizing that gratitude is not easy to gratitude is not easy to practice.
Because everybody takes everything for granted.
If you're not feeling appreciated yourself.
Also, however, I think we do take things for granted.
I think the whole point of gratitude is to not do it based on how somebody treats you, but to do it because it will reap benefits for you and the people around you. So it's almost like saying thank you to somebody, or giving somebody a gift. Giving somebody a gift I actually
like giving a gift
cathartic for you than the person receiving it. And I think oftentimes in life we don't realize that a lot of things that are perceived as like outward or doing for others, like all of those selfless things, they actually pay so many dividends for your own soul and self.
I love doing for people, but I have to really love them. Like nothing I do is like, if I love you, I will do and do. And that's, I think, why with like a spouse, or I get so upset because I do feel like there's only I have a small circle of people that I will go above and beyond for. And if I don't feel like I'm getting that appreciation, that makes me really angry. And then it makes it hard for my spouse to appreciate me.
I'm being human. You're only human. Yes.
Oh, God.
And I actually think I think it's sort of a cop-out and not okay to say, well, my way of expressing gratitude is to give you criticism, because even though that might be
I think that's a sucky way to do it,
right?
Yeah.
So even though I might say to you, I like getting feedback, and I have a really thick skin. I don't care how you give it to me. I just want to absorb and grow, and all feedback is positive. No, I'm saying even in professional or personal realm. No, this isn't true. I'm just saying it as example.
Okay. I don't know.
But then that doesn't mean that I can deliver it to you that way, because that makes me a huge asshole if you actually are somebody who's quite sensitive, who needs it delivered a different way. Because the only reason you would give criticism, or let's call it feedback, is because you're trying to give somebody a gift of being able to improve. If they can't receive
what if I think I'm fucking fabulous?
But if they can't receive that gift because of the tone or manner in which it's delivered, well, it ain't no gift.
Right. It's like you ever
like that? It ain't no.
I loved that gangsta voice from Eva, the Harvard Business School graduate. Did you ever see Ace Ventura?
Which, yes.
Yeah,
detective.
Yeah, in the beginning where he's like the UPS guy, and he's got a box that's fragile, and he's just kicking it and throwing it up. He's gonna deliver it, but it's not gonna be good. That's sort of how I feel. Now I'm watching that. I get to have the whole song. I love Jim Carrey. But like, yeah, my husband might give me that same box, but like if he fucking kicked it around and smacked it up, like it's not going to be good.
Right.
And I probably could work on my gratitude or lack thereof also, but I think we just have a different love language sometimes, which is hard.
But here's the thing, like the whole idea of love languages is to take some time to figure out what the person you love language is, and then deliver it to them the way they will best receive it. So,
But what if they're
if
conflicting?
your love language is super clear and you make it super clear, then they should at least attempt to try to speak in your language. Otherwise, you won't hear it. And the other thing
Yeah,
I
it's
would
hard.
say is like, you should model what you want. So I also think like, you
Oh no,
need
I
to
don't know if I
worry
want Jeremy
about-
to be like me.
But no, I think you need to worry about being appreciative in that, like when you say to your kids, like, always be kind. But then if you're, screaming at them and you're not kind to your friends, or if you say to your
I
kids,
can be kind until,
or if you
tell
say-
my kids to
I'm
shut
not
the fuck
saying
up.
you, but I'm saying if you say to your kids, like, don't gossip, like be a loyal friend, but then they hear you like shitting on another
Yeah,
friend.
that's why I don't tell my kids not to gossip. I'm just
So I'm saying maybe if you want to be treated a certain way by your spouse, you should treat him that way and see if that like is a
But I think I'd have
better way of
different-
communicating it.
But what if what we want, we want the same thing, but it's like, it's kind of like driving. So the destination is the same place, right? Like we both love each other. Okay. But it's how we get there is different. So we do communicate everything different. It's very hard. Like my husband's way. Okay. Me showing my husband love is, and I know this because we've done enough therapy to know, is letting him just kind of do his own thing. But that doesn't make me feel good.
Right. So if you
So that's
do
tough.
that, then he, I think, also can say, my wife's love language is spending time with me.
I want him
or
to
being
say, no, don't go on that
praised.
trip without me. You come with me.
So he's got
But
to
he's
figure out
not
the
going to say
balance.
that.
Why?
Because I don't think he wants me to go on that trip.
Right, but you're also saying go on that trip without me, even though you don't want him to go without you. So I think there's got to
But
be
I'm
a
not doing that.
balance.
It's a problem.
So that's why I think you both need to work on it.
Right. But what if I don't want him to go on that trip?
I think if you're both getting an A for effort, it'll just work itself out.
Yeah.
Because I think
he should just do what I want, honestly. And he should just be grateful that he has a fucking amazing.
Well, I do think you should be grateful that he has
And
an
I'm
amazing
grateful that I
wife,
have a
and
great
you should be
husband.
grateful that you have an amazing husband. And I
Yeah.
think what happened to the writing it down? You had this great advice for me that you should write down what you first fell in
I'm
love
gonna have
with and
Jeremy
give
do
it
that
to the
today.
other person.
I'm going to have him do that for me today.
Great. And then post it.
I don't know. Can I post it? Yeah. Or I don't know if I'll post that. He's a little private, but
Well,
Depends.
post it if it's good.
if it's really good, like
If
my
it
wife is
sucks,
hot
then you might have to
and
post
funny.
it too.
And
As long as
amazing.
he's within a range, you can keep it private.
But it's, yeah. I think it might take him a little while sometimes, we're just at different paces,
By the way, the other thing I would just say, because I have a, time on you in terms of I don't know, I think we're going to come up on our 23rd wedding anniversary and like 30 plus years together. Life is hard. And that's the whole point. Like, you're two people, you're raising a family, you're working.
And we're in the thick of it now. With
Yeah. And so give yourself some permission that it's not always going to be hunky dory.
No, I don't want, it doesn't have to be hunky dory all the time. I just think we have to learn. We're actually in some ways very similar. And in some ways we're not. And in some ways, when it comes to a argument, we are both stubborn and tough. And
Totally.
we're not good at putting down the sword.
Right. Compromise.
It's not good. I mean,
Okay.
but we both have to work on that.
But, stalemates eventually.
I know I'm like, I want to be Bobby Fischer all the time. Checkmate his ass. But he wants to fucking be Bobby Fischer too. We both
Wanna
want to be
be
the Queen's Gambit. Did you
Of
see that show?
course,
That was so good.
best,
How
the
many people
best.
started playing chess after that show?
I
A
think
lot of fucking
everyone
people.
we know was already playing chess.
Oh, well, whatever. I think anyway, she was a creepy looking actress. It's like a toad.
Oh, I liked her.
But yeah, so enough of couples therapy. I think we should each say what we're grateful for. Do you want to
Yes,
start or do you want me to start?
that. I'm grateful for my health because I feel like after you hit 50, you are in a cohort where, things get
A little creaky.
a little creaky. And
I think you look
stuff-
fucking awesome.
I'm very grateful for my health and my flexibility. I'm
Physically or like your flexibility in terms of personality.
I'm working on that, but I'm definitely
Like a split.
I still feel very physically strong.
Oh, like you can do a cartwheel is what you mean. Like
no,
you're
I
not-
feel very physically strong.
Well, you said flexibility. So do you mean
Right.
adaptability or you can do a cartwheel, you know?
Right. I meant more cartwheel.
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
But I think this is going to sound annoying, but I'm grateful for my life because I feel,
Why is that annoying?
no, just meaning like,
It seems like a basic
I'm
one.
in a
Number
great
one.
place right now where I feel like
Kanahara. Do
my,
you know what that is? It's like Yiddish for knock on wood.
okay, knock on wood.
You say Kanahara.
But I feel like everything is phasal and the other
I
shoe
feel like
will
we're on the
drop.
right
But
path.
right now, I feel like we're on the right path. I feel like things are, going really well. My children are healthy. My children are happy. Everyone's in the right place. And I'm looking forward to this Thanksgiving. And, nothing's perfect.
Should we dress up as pilgrims?
Oh, I like that.
Maybe.
One of us should be the Indian, the other should be the pilgrim, and we should sit at the table together and eat.
I'll be Sacagawea. Was she at Thanksgiving? Or is that Lois and Clark? Is that a different time period?
Sacagawea is a man.
No, Sacagawea was the woman Indian who went with Lois and Clark for their expeditions. Lewis and Clark. Sorry, I was thinking of Superman. That's really funny. Lois and Clark.
Oh my God. Lois and Clark Kent knows.
Sorry, that was funny. That's pretty funny. I was Sacagawea in first grade. That's why I remember that. I didn't really want to be Sacagawea then.
I think I still have the Lenape. Is that how you pronounce
the
it?
Lenape. Oh, from school.
I think from school. Our
Yeah.
kids in second grade.
Yeah, we did a lot of
Lenape sewing.
Yeah, I
But
threw
our
that
kids
shit out.
use.
Yeah, that shit was nasty.
So what are we grateful for?
Well, I'm grateful for you, even though you're a budget buzzkill. I'm so grateful because I feel like with you, I can express my creativity and I'm really on the path that I'm supposed to be at. And like, we are different, but we understand each other. And like, I can't imagine not sitting on this couch with you.
Right back
So
at
like,
ya.
honestly, I think you're number one besides my health and my family, your family. I am grateful for the Wall Street Journal making us famous.
That was great. And did you see Kevin Dugan had a front page article in the Wall Street
Yeah, like
Journal?
why couldn't that have been us?
Right. I think he should do a follow-up now that Mom Donnie's won. He should do a follow-up with us.
I'm also grateful for your wisdom because I feel like it's helping me navigate. I feel like you kind of are giving me this head start to understand like what decisions I make, how I like you're showing me paths. And like I feel like we're very similar in a way where we parent similarly or we have like similar values. So I know, oh, if you weren't happy on that, I'm probably not going to be happy.
That's so interesting because I'm very grateful for you. And I actually urge everyone to have friends of different ages. I find so much wisdom in having friends who are at different stages of life.
That's just because I'm kind of sagacious for my age, though. Not every 37-year-old is.
Fair enough.
With it.
You're also, I am thankful for you for motivating me to want to stay hot.
I mean, you're hot. I didn't have to do much.
And I
I welcome everybody that she's no longer in nautical stripes. Looking like, what's the girl from Popeyes?
no, it's
Yeah, not from Popeye, the sailor man, the skinny girl wears stripes.
olive.
Yeah,
Olive oil.
you were dressing like olive oil.
Oh my God, I love that.
Olive oil meets little girl on the prairie, house on the prairie, or Ingle Wilder. No, but it is true. It's funny because in some ways, like you're younger than me, and in some ways, I'm older.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that age is really a number. But I think what's similar about us is as we're getting older, we're definitely getting younger in some ways.
Right. I feel that old adage, like the older you get, the less you give a F, is definitely true. Like turning 50, I feel, actually I'm 51 now. My 51st year has been my best year yet in just terms of feeling comfortable in my skin, comfortable if people like me, don't like me, wanting to be really
I think you're
purposeful
really
about
yourself,
who I spend
right?
time
I think
with. Yeah.
I look at pictures of you, like your LinkedIn profile. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like from like Darien, Connecticut. You look like you're like deer in headlights in like Ann Taylor, you know, and now you're like fucking hot and fun.
Well,
You
I
got
guess
light
that
in your eyes.
was me, but it just was a
No, you were like,
repressed version.
it was like very, like now you had a lot to come out.
Yes,
Like it's
for
like,
sure.
it's come out now. It's like you had an exorcism and now she's out.
For sure. And just so inspired and feeling so much creativity. And I think that's a theme for women. Like you hit a certain age and your creative juices start flowing.
Other juices don't, but the creative ones flow. You dry out in some places and get wet in others. I'm sure my husband's gonna love.
We're
that reference.
grateful for our dogs. I have to say, getting a
Our
dog was
kids.
the best thing I
Is it not
ever
the best thing?
did.
I don't understand people who don't have dogs.
It's funny. I didn't have a dog. I didn't know what I was missing. And now I cannot imagine life without
They love
Bunny
you.
or like
No
if I
matter
did
what.
live in a building that didn't allow dogs, I would have multiple dogs.
I mean, they love you no matter if you're fat, you're ugly, you're sweet, you're kind. Like my dog is the happiest to see me all the time. There's no shit. There's no baggage.
One loves you like your dog.
I know.
Like I'll be
I wish they could
sitting
live longer. That makes
in
me
the
sad.
bathroom and Bunny will come in and like put her paws up on my thighs and just like put her head in my lap.
Nice. While you're peeing. It's a little romantic over there. I like that setting. No, but it's true.
So
Raunchy. I know. I don't know. I'm fine. I think it's just you can be too. You know, it's funny. You're more comfortable talking about your own sexual experiences, but I'm more comfortable making really disgusting jokes.
Yeah.
Like I'm crude sometimes.
I think I'm really open. I feel
You're so
you know
open.
what it is? I feel like my whole life I've been open and it's been validating that so many people that have known me at different stages in my life have now
Always
reached
keep
out
it-
to be like, oh my God, like, of course this is what you're doing. Oh my God,
But
this is perfect.
is everybody in your life like, did they, like when I first met you, we've already gone through this. Like you were a corporate frigid bitch. Not a bitch, but you were just like corporate badass. Like I did not think we would be like sisters talking about your vagina needing to inserts, you know?
I think I've always been, yes, I've always been out there. I've always had diarrhea of the mouth. I think the difference is that I had a professional persona.
You used to sometimes put an Imodium
when
in there.
I was in, but when I was at work, like I mean, I don't know. I went through different stages and different things were going on in my life. So I can't say I've always been, you know, very emotionally in touch and real in the office. Like I've gone through periods where I have had to feel more guarded and
But that's
more
the nature of like,
closed off of, you know, in terms of my personal life. But generally, like at my happiest points in my career, some of my best friends still to this day are people that I worked with. And I have so many people who I adore while I don't see them because we don't work together anymore.
because you only see each other.
I know I don't see anyone anymore because I am working like a dog. But
with our dogs.
I love seeing and having those reunions, and I love catching up. You know, it's like the one upside of social media is when you see a post by, you know, an old
One upside.
boss.
Hello, all the memes I send you.
Yeah,
That's-
memes are fun. I have such conflicted feelings about social media, so I'm going to say I'm not grateful for social media.
Oh, I am, because I think it's allowed us to sort of grow this, and it really fucking makes me laugh. I'm not grateful for the trolls and all of the like anti-Israel stuff that like gets thrown down my face. So you see one perspective and sorry, that sounded bad. There is only one perspective on that war, but I mean, you're only seeing the negative stuff that's happening against Jews. So it gets heavy. But if you go on the meme trail, it's good.
It is funny, but yes, 1,000%. And
we
think
laugh a lot.
That's what I like. I like that the older you get, the more you can relax, be present, laugh at things, not worry as much. You have perspective. And maybe this is something that I had to age to, sort of acquire, and other people have had it forever. But just this idea that like, this too shall pass and like nothing's going to be perfect.
I'm like that too, but then how come I'm such an asshole about other things? Like I can't let a stupid argument go with my husband, but I'm totally grateful and present. It's weird.
Well, I do think
I'm human,
when it
I guess.
comes to relationships, if you have not been appreciating one another for a while, like you need, like when you get in an argument, you need like that money in the bank. And if you don't have that money in the bank,
gas in the tank,
then then like you're in trouble because you don't have that sort of cushion.
Yeah,
to
no, you don't have the
soften
money to
blow.
take out. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So I do think you can get to a place where like there's a dearth of like common mutual appreciation and like outward affection and love that when you do have a fight,
You're like, fuck that off.
it's hard.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. There
Versus,
is.
like,
And by the way, on both
if you're
ends.
always appreciating, loving each other, then if you get in a fight, you like give each other grace, you assume
I know.
positive intent.
But then I feel like I'd also be like, if my husband was constantly complimenting me, then I'd be like, it's a saccharine. You know, so it's like I can't win. Can't win.
Well, that's a problem.
No, I need more than I'm getting.
I actually think you should maybe let's do an experiment. And anybody listening, let's do this experiment together where every day we wake up and we say 3 things about
We should post
our
this.
spouse that we
okay.
appreciate.
Oh.
But we don't
every
have to-
day, 3 things.
We don't have to do it assuming that they're doing it back to us.
Oh no, I'm only gonna do it if he does it. I'm not fucking doing that.
Well, no, but I mean, it might change. Like the whole idea
It's gonna
is
change
that-
my energy towards him.
Yes, your attitude and energy will change. So that way you might
So grateful he
actually
leaves his underwear on the floor.
focused on
I love picking it up every day. Gives me such strong biceps. I love it.
I especially love it when there's skid marks.
Oh God, you said that. I do not. Well, I do not find that
My
on Jeremy's.
husband doesn't leave underwear on the floor. He
Okay,
does
my
that
husband does
stuff.
not leave skid marks. Okay, but I will tell you, I can't. Well, no, my dad. I can't. I don't know if my dad will like this. Okay, I'm going to tell the story. Okay, and we're going to end on this. So, my dad was leaving his underwear on the floor at skid marks. Or I don't think they were skid marks. This was when I was growing up, and it was really fucking pissing my mom off. And she was like, "If you do it again, like I'm really going to be upset." Just kept doing it. So she put his dirty underwear in his briefcase.
No.
Yeah. And he like had a meeting and the first thing he pulled out was his dirty underwear.
Okay, your mom's a genius.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty funny.
Your mom is a genius. I think
Yeah.
that trick could
But
be
he's-
applied to a lot
He
of
still
things.
puts his underwear on the floor. So what was that? It was a good laugh. But like,
Oh, it
when-
didn't teach him?
No. It's hard to
Did
teach
it
an
give
old
him
dog new tricks.
respect for his life?
He's probably fucking pissed. I don't know, but it's fucking funny now.
That is genius.
Yeah, I might do that. Watch out, Jeremy. You might have a whole. I actually just found the other day that I had forgotten to unpack a duffel bag that he took on a trip like a month ago. Like, I just found it, like hidden in the closet. Like, I mean, really, these men, and they're so smart.
Yeah, I think you go so above and beyond that there has to be appreciation.
And he does too, by the way. He really does too. I just feel like I'm a woman and I need more appreciation.
No, I look. I think he's a wonderful husband. I'm not worried at all.
Oh no, I'm not worried. If I were worried, by the way, I wouldn't be shit talking like this on this podcast. I'd be like, everything's amazing.
I just mean more. We have to, like, we all in our lives have to appreciate the people around us, because the other thing would not to get
So don't get depressing.
morose. It's just, life is short
I
and life
know.
is fragile.
I know, but I'm like Wi-Fi.
Every day you want to tell the people you love that you love them.
I know. But I am that meme on Wi-Fi. Everyone just doesn't realize until it's fucking off. So you're on that plane with no Wi-Fi and you're like, fuck, that app doesn't work. That app doesn't work.
Right.
On Wi-Fi.
Right.
Gotta just, like that SNL video that I think I posted. We'll put this in the show notes. It was so brilliant. And this is what we'll end on. There were 3 men, and they're like, I just don't know. She disappeared. And then you go to the women, and the woman's like, I told him I was going on a business trip for 3 weeks in advance. I told him every day. The other one's like, I was taking a dump. And then the third one was like, I told him I was out to dinner. And it's like the husband is like on the fridge reading. He's like, look at the kidnapper wrote all these cryptic things like heat lasagna at 3:50, take out laundry, because they thought their wives were abducted because they didn't listen. So they didn't know where
That
they were.
is one of the best.
Yeah. But I think, we could, forget the spouse gratitude, because not everybody listening has a spouse. But how about let's do a challenge, a 3-day gratitude challenge for a week, and we'll document it of just 3 things you're grateful for. It could be like pink starburst. It doesn't have to be like crazy.
Right. It could be anything. It's just the idea of, I always say to my kids, focus on what you have, not what you don't have, because life is really unfun if you're keeping up with the Joneses. Life is really unfun if you're always looking
No, you should
to
always look
acquire and what you
with-
don't have. Instead, you should focus on all of the beauty and all that you have.
I agree. And I watched a great documentary on the airplane that had no Wi-Fi. Liza, a truly terrific story about Liza Minnelli. And one of her lessons that she learned from somebody was, you know, really if you're good at something, like you really just like you do it and you go for it and you do it purposefully. And if there's something you don't like, you either fix it or you ignore it, you know? And that's kind of how we have to be. So I don't know where that was kind of random, but everybody should watch that. That was a terrific documentary. She's amazing.
You're
She's
selling it
remarkable.
so much that I have a feeling I'm going to be disappointed.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Did you like Judy Garland or any of that, like the 70s in New York?
Yeah, of course.
You
When
see
you
her
get
with
lost between the
Oh, right, and New York City. No, but you see how she got her image. Bob Fosse and Halston, all these people along her way.
Right.
It shows how life is all about chapters and mentors and seasons, and it
Yes.
shapes us. You see how she really was shaped from like Judy Garland's daughter to Liza,
Right.
to Z. You know, she was her own person and as a creative artist. And, you know, what's interesting is she said that she actually had a harder time when she wasn't on stage because she just wanted to be herself, but everybody wanted her, the girl on stage. So it was like, you know, you see her as like, oh my God, she has fame and all this stuff, but everybody has their struggles, you know?
Duh.
But she had a pretty interesting life. But anyway, go watch the documentary. Go be grateful. And
We're grateful for you.
eat some good turkey and, you know, get some good pants that are stretchy for Thanksgiving. Reminds this Good Friends episode where
I'm grateful for my sweatpants
Joey wears maternity
and
pants.
my turkey.
Did you see that? Joey wears maternity pants on Thanksgiving. I know. Friends is like a little too dumb for you, but anyway, well, we'll be there for you. So be grateful.
Be there
for you if
when
you're
the
there
time's
for
right.
me too.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.